Good day, my friends. 7 people here so far. It's a little bit late getting this posted, so that is to be expected. But good day. A beautiful Tuesday. No, a beautiful. What day is this? This is Monday. I'm a day off. I'm in a time warp here. It's a Monday. So happy Monday. Maverick and Marie and Joe and Pam. Very nice to see you all. Very nice to see you all. Sure, we'll get some more people really quick. The air is dry in here from the furnace. It's -1 Celsius outside. Hello, Steve, and Dina. The furnace going dries the air out in here. And, I don't like wintertime. I really envy people in Florida or places where they do not have snow. Not worth holding a grudge. There's a point it will only eat you away. Boy, is that ever true. We had this come up last night in our live stream entitled Hoodies, Cats, and Fellowshipping. There's Yadid. Good morning, Yadid. So this came up with several people, and it was in relation to their mothers. They were holding grudges against their mothers, and it's something that I dealt with. My mother passed away while we were not speaking, and that is a big regret I'll have for the rest of my life. So, another celebrity dream. Remember, I was not impressed, and people kept being like, does he even know who he's talking to? That's cool that you weren't impressed. I was a bit impressed when I dreamt about going to breakfast with Tucker Carlson. I really loved it, actually. I remember looking around, we were in McDonald's, and I was like, does everybody realize I'm with Tucker Carlson? Right on, Yadid. That's the way to do it. Very cool. That's very cool, man. Very cool. First time a week ago, we wrote nicely. Just stopped holding. That's the way, Marie. You're going to be so glad you did that. You're going to be very, very happy that you did that. Absolutely. You do not want the situation that I ended up with. My mother gone one day, never got to patch it up, never got to make amends. So, yeah, this is what I'm going to try and help people avoid today in this talk we're going to have here. We get 19 people. Only half of you have done the like button smashery. So let's get some like button smashery on the go. My mother abandoned us when we were little. Don't hold anything against her. I just know you can't have a relationship with someone that lies. It isn't really about a relationship. This is a thing. It's not about having a relationship. Okay? That isn't necessary. That isn't necessary. Everybody confuses this. It's about getting that bitterness out of your heart. Okay? It's beneficial to let that person know that you don't have the bitterness anymore. But it's not really about that. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about just forgiving them in your own heart, not carrying the grudge. carrying the poison. It's poison, is what it is. Like you just said, it will eat you away, right? So I'm not talking about, oh, it's okay, Mom. I know you abandoned us, but we're going to be best friends now. We're going to hang out and going to see you every weekend. That's not what I mean. Not what I mean. You need to get to the point where when you think of that person, when they enter your mind, you don't have these nasty, bitter thoughts about them, right? I used to have that when I thought of my father for all the things he did, but now I think of him as I wish him well. I hope he's all right. I hope he's doing good. That's really it. I don't bother to carry that anymore. I grew up. I grew past it. Yep, because it is a burden. That's right, indeed. It's totally a burden. That is indeed correct. So yes, but we're veering. You're trying to veer me off topic again. Like we got to stay on the topic. There's a topic to my live streams pretty much always. Last night we had one where we could talk about anything. That's why the silly title, right? But this one has a very specific topic that we're going to stick to. Sure, Mom's going to be there waiting for your brother no matter what. Yep, I believe that actually. I believe. I mean, I've prayed to the Lord many times. If my mom's there, make sure she knows how deeply I regret all that bitterness and all that stuff we went through. And I wish, I would have done it differently. Because if my mother could see what I'm doing right now with this channel, this ministry, she would, like, you can't even imagine how happy she would be to see me do this. She would absolutely adore what I'm doing. She would absolutely go off the deep end when she saw this. It kills me that she's not here to see it. Like, if there's anybody I'd want on the earth again to see what I'm doing, it's her for sure. Oh, she would just, you can't even imagine. She was a Sunday school teacher. She did that for years. She was Sunday school teacher at this tiny little country church, and she had the little ones. She took the class of really young ones, like they were like 4 to 7 or something like that. And I was actually I helped out a lot with the Christmas concerts and things, putting the shows together because of my music ability. So I would teach the kids how to perform songs and things like that. So I actually got involved with the church too. If she could see what I'm doing right now, oh, I mean, I think about that all the time. How well I know she made it to heaven for absolute sure. If anybody did, my mother went to heaven. That's for sure. And well, I've been a teacher. I've been a music teacher for many years. She got to see me teach before, but she never got to see me do this. She would have really liked this a lot. She'd be watching me every single day. She'd be watching every live stream, guaranteed. So I think about that a lot. That I believe she's up there checking it all out. And I always tell the Lord to make sure she knows that I deeply regret the way things went. So I don't want anyone to face that same regret. I really don't. Terrible feeling. Terrible feeling. When she died and I got the phone call saying that she was gone, what went through me, I can't even tell you. It's like, oh man, oh my, what have I done now? What have I done? Yeah, I'll never fully get over that, I don't think. But what I can do is help other people not make the same mistake, right? Because a friend of mine was trying to stop me from making that mistake. He tried everything he could. A fellow named Rob. When he found out that I wasn't speaking to my mother, and it had been like a year and a half or 2 years at that point, he lost his mind over that. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I want to grab you and shake you. You don't even understand the regret you're going to have." And I wouldn't listen to him. I wouldn't listen. You know how we get stubborn sometimes, right? Pride it's pride. That's what it is. Silly pride. Useless. It's a very useless emotion, is that of pride. No, I haven't talked to Rob in many years. I haven't talked to any of my friends. See, I left where I used to live almost 20 years ago, like 17, 18 years ago. I left there to move here with my wife at the time because she was from here. She wanted to move here to be close to her family. So I came with her. And then we divorced. She left and I got stuck here. So I haven't been home in almost 20 years, lost touch with everybody I ever knew. My family had already disowned me, so that's why I didn't mind coming here in the first place. So I haven't seen anybody that I knew in my life for a long time. Would you want to go now? I'd like to go for a visit, but it's not where I want to live. There's somewhere else I want to live, where I do plan to go next year. So, but I mean, I'm fine being here now. I don't mind it anymore as much. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do want to get out of here. This demon-infested town, it's just awful. The guy that's been taking me to lunch, okay, his name is Dell. He took me to lunch a couple weeks ago for the first time, and here we were sitting. Guess where he's from? The same place as me. He's actually from where I'm from. That just freaked us out. So it would be the reason we get along because we're both, and we talked about this town that we're in, and he felt exactly the same way about it. He felt exactly the same way about it. So it's just not a good place to be. It's really something else living here. Can't even describe it. There's no other place like it. Very, very unique, demon-infested place. Very demon-infested. It's just a bizarre place. Don't know how to describe it. Would like to get out of here immensely. He lives here. He lives in this town. But he's from where I'm from, Nova Scotia. We're both Maritimers. And Maritimers and people from Ontario are very different. It's like a different country. Okay. Even though it's Canada, when I left the Maritimes, Nova Scotia, and I came here, I thought, well, I'm just going another place in the same country. But that's not the way it was. I was going to another land altogether. There's nothing similar here. Hey, Cully. Nothing similar here at all. So, back to the Grudge. Back to the Grudge. It's not just against your mother or your father or family members. I know people that hold a grudge about something like getting fired from a job they really liked, and they get fired for something they felt it was unjust. And they carry around the hatred for that boss that they had that fired them for years and years. These things are pointless, folks. Pointless and useless. Okay, they are not, there's no productivity to be had there whatsoever. There's not a bit. You need to let go. Everybody needs to learn the practice of letting go of everything that happens because you live in a nasty world and you can expect this. You can expect this no matter what. You're going to have really nasty things done to you, unjust things. That's good, Steve, and me neither. I don't have a bit. I used to do that. I used to engage in that practice. Not anymore. Not anymore. Yep, that's right. Jesus is Lord. I'll agree with that. But it's not always about just burning bridges. It's about walking around with poison in your heart. It's it's a dagger that you bleed slowly from. A dagger right in the chest. That's what you're doing. You got to let go of it. You got to let go of it. Sitting around and griping about that, something in the past, you're also living in the past, which is not good. There's nothing good about that. These are things that, I mean, if I would have known these years ago, my life would have been different. I would have changed my life by knowing this in time. Oh, pride is a completely useless emotion. There's no purpose for it at all. None. What happens is it creates a cycle. You have bitterness towards someone else. Because you've got bitterness towards them, they've got bitterness towards you. And the both of you just keep on going and keep on going. And they have a grudge against you as well. Everybody thinks they're the right, in the right position. They're the righteous one, and the other one's the bad guy. When the truth is pretty much always somewhere in the middle, right? The truth is somewhere in the middle, usually. Now, there are situations where one person is totally the guilty one and the other one did nothing wrong. Yes, that exists too. But for the most part, it's usually, as they say, it takes two to tango, and it does. It definitely does. It's almost always both people. Let it go. Rambo said that in First Blood. Holding on to hate is like grasping a hot coal in your hand. The intent of throwing it at someone else, you are the one who gets burned. I'll totally agree with that. That's a good practice, Dina. Pray for them. It's really hard to hold a grudge against somebody you're praying for. That is really good advice. Married and we were working together at the time. He invited all our friends. Yeah, well, that's a shot, isn't it? That's a shot. So you got two choices there. You can get mad and hateful and hold a grudge and all that, or you can say, well, I really hope that person learns not to do things like that because that's going to give them a bad life. Going around doing things like that to those that are supposed to be their friends, that's gonna go really badly for that person. I wonder if that person has a demon controlling them. Maybe that's why they're acting this way. You could look at it that way and not have the grudge, and that's a whole lot healthier for you. Just go about your life and wish good things on the person. Wish that the person gets rid of the demon that's probably controlling them, because that's probably what it is, right? One of the things that I learned being a deliverance minister is people are not acting of their own accord. They have some free will, but they've lost some because they got demons influencing them. So they're not even acting the way they want to act themselves. They're acting the way the demons want them to act. You got to apply Proverbs 25, 11, 12. Okay, you retracted that, Cully. I'll wait until you repost what you're talking about there, and I'll check out the scripture, but you took it away, so no better way to start the week. Good to see you, Truth Tiger. They're being controlled by the devil, yet well by demons. The demons of great influence. Okay, these demons do gain quite a bit of influence over people. And you're not really dealing with the person 100%. You're dealing with demons that are controlling them. Totally. Totally. It's a sad state of affairs, but it's one of the biggest things I've learned doing this job. Exactly. Exactly. One of the biggest things I learned doing this job is how common demon infestation is. At least, at the very least, demon oppression. Okay, the first level is oppression when the influence is coming from an external source. It has not inhabited the body yet, but it's looking to inhabit the body and will end up inhabiting the body eventually. So that's when you got influence or oppression. This was Proverbs 25, 21 to 22. There we go. 25, 21 to 22. '21, 22. There we go. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he's thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you'll heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. There you go. It's not easy to be the bigger person. When somebody has wronged you, it's not super simple to just swallow that and, and be the bigger person and say, I don't act that way. I'm more mature than that. I understand demon infestation. I really understand that now. No, he ended up being a friend. Well, that can happen. That can totally happen. Two people that despise each other, if something happens between them to make peace, they can end up being the best friends ever. And then they're sitting around talking, man, imagine we used to hate each other. Isn't that wild? Now look at us. That can totally happen. That can totally happen. Well, that's it. The decision is made. I'm buying a humidifier today. The air is so dry in here from the furnace. I cannot stand it anymore. I can hardly breathe. All because of the dry air from the furnace. Can't have that anymore. Got to fix that. She sends cookies to whoever she's upset with. Here, you really ticked me off yesterday. Have these chocolate chip cookies. That's brilliant. No, it's not. No, I need a humidifier. People that don't live in this climate, it's hard for them to understand what happens. The air changes in the wintertime. You get in Canada, you get this super humid, disgusting heat in the summertime, and you're just sweating all the time because it's so humid, okay? But your breathing and everything is fine. The humidity, I deal with my sinuses and everything, deal with that fine. The wintertime comes and the air gets dry. Plus, you got a furnace going in your house, which really dries the air out. And it's bad for your guitars too. If you have guitars, terrible in the wintertime. Supposedly freezing cold in Canada. Not supposedly. Let me tell you, it's not supposedly at all. It's 100% true. It's cold like you probably can't even imagine, especially in certain parts. I'm not in the worst part, but it's bad enough here. It's bad enough. There's places like Edmonton in Alberta where it's like -40, okay? That's -40 Celsius. That's cold. That's so cold that your skin freezes in seconds when you go outside. Your skin will freeze. You'll be frostbitten in a matter of seconds. You can't even go out without anything. Everything's gonna be covered. That's where the Muslims would be okay, only their eyes would be sticking out. That's what you have to do. That's what you have to do. And literally your eyes can freeze shut. Imagine go outside and it's so cold your eyes freeze closed. As soon as you blink, that's it. They're closed and stay closed. People can't even imagine the cold. Oh, it's terrible on guitars. Terrible on guitars. So I need a humidifier today. Well, I won't get it today. I'll order it today. I'll order it online probably. So I don't know where else to buy one here. This town I'm in get no stores. You can't go out and buy anything hardly. There's no stores in this town. It's just ridiculous. No stores here. All the stores you're used to going to, if you're in the States especially, you got everything at your disposal. You can go out and buy anything you want. Not here. Not here. We are forced to buy online. Just absolutely forced. Or do without it because you won't find it. Oh yeah. You so by the time I was 10, the weather had me tough as nails physically. That is totally true. You do get tough, and I mean tough. You have to. I mean, if you're not tough, you're not going to survive here. you're gonna, you're gonna melt like a snowflake, right? You got to be tough. It's only that bad in Edmonton. A few days, close to West Edmonton Mall. It can be cold there, and I mean cold. People told me that you got to plug your vehicle in every night usually, or it won't start in the morning. You got to have a block heater to keep your engine warmed up. You got to plug it in, or it's not going to start. Which can happen here too. We get -30. There was a couple days last winter, -30, -32. That's cold. That's real cold. I don't mind cold if it's reasonable. I can handle up to -15, I'm okay. After that, it gets unpleasant. But I can handle up to -15, and I'm good. Especially like you can't see it, but I got a winter jacket there that's really good. You got to have that. You can't live here without that. And this year I got serious, major, serious boots because your feet will get cold first if you don't have good boots on. And I just got these. These are like this is the first time in my life I spent like almost $50 and bought real. These are for skiers and stuff. These are serious gloves. These will keep me warm. So I am really well equipped this year. Because I can end up having to shovel snow every single day in the winter. It's pretty awful. So okay, back to the Grudge. Who here is still holding a grudge against somebody? We got 46 people in the chat. And good morning, Jersey City Joe. It's good to see you, my friend, as always. Who is holding a grudge still against somebody? I want everybody to be honest. Well, the jibby jabby. Okay, so let's realize you had free will, and I know they might have threatened you with no job if you didn't take it or whatever, but still, I know a lot of people that said, "Okay, then no job," and walked away, right? That's what you might have to do in that situation. So you had free will. I don't think you should really hold a grudge against that. That was evil that you fell to. You went along with. That's not a legitimate thing to be mad about. The information was out there. Alex Jones told us years ahead of time. Everybody was too busy calling him crazy to listen to him. They regretted that right afterwards. Probably should have listened to that guy. He was trying to save us. Right on. Well, that's good. Well, hopefully there is nobody who's holding a grudge. That would be perfect. All right. A nice donation here this morning from Marie Louise Schneider. Thank you so much for your donation. Greatly appreciated. If you're in the chat, there we go. There we go. Have no dog in that fight. I'm on the fence. I got lab tests on my body beforehand, so if anything happens after I hit proof, yeah, I let go. I'm in the chat. Haha. Oh, is that you? Well, thank you so much for your generosity. And I appreciate that you did it through PayPal. That is very helpful because we got some shenanigans going on with PayPal. We found it from Mandy last night. To give me $20 cost her $60. How does that work? How do you have to pay $60 to give me 20? I mean, that's some shenanigans. Something ain't right there. Regarding YouTube is your purpose. Well, I didn't say YouTube is your purpose, but I said a YouTube channel will probably be a part of your purpose. It'll be a core part of it. I want to ask, is it okay to preach the word of God with AI faceless channel? No. 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 I'm going to say no to that. AI is not godly whatsoever. And a faceless channel, no. 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 I'm totally against those. I would say this Priscilla, what you could do if you're not comfortable on camera, at least have your face on, or sorry, your voice on there. At the very least, use your own voice. Then you're not on the camera, it's just your actual voice. That's acceptable. Having an AI generated voice, no. You're basically letting a demon talk about God. You're letting a demon talk about God. And just remember, no emojis are allowed in the chat. It's no problem. I know you're new. I don't even recognize your name, but definitely put your own voice on there. That the Lord wants you to speak for yourself, right? Don't let the demon speak for God. That's what you'd be doing. Floor, extremely painful condition. Doctor responds quickly and schedules it. Wow, Jersey City Jail. Jersey City Joe, would you meet with me on Thursday? Would you have a meeting with me on Thursday, a one-on-one? I'll wait for you to answer there. Tell me if you would meet with me on Thursday and also what time zone you're in. Allowing it to control you. That's right, Vivian. Yeah, I got to try to do something for Jersey City Joe. I want you to meet with me Thursday, and I want you to tell me what time zone you're in so I can schedule you right now. Alex did sneak into Bohemian Grove. He absolutely did. He gave the world its first look at them worshiping that owl, committing major idolatry, and doing what they claim is a mock child sacrifice, which I don't even believe is a mock child sacrifice. I believe they're doing the real thing. Why would they do a mock child sacrifice? They wouldn't. They're sick, demented people. That's why all the secrecy, because they're actually doing a child sacrifice for real. Alex isn't a part of them. I know everybody thinks he's controlled opposition and everything. Nope. I do not believe that. Not for a minute. All right, we're going to do 12 p.m. Jersey City Joe on Thursday. We're going to do 12. $12 p.m. I will see you there. I think so too, Steve. I'm looking forward to meeting him because we've had so much communication in the live streams. He's here every day. He's here with me every day, so I feel like I know him already. So, Philippe, that's that comment right there saying that somebody is Jewish. So what? Are you that hung up on somebody? Are you racist or what? Like, why would you even mention what the person is that way? Why is that important to you? Everybody is so hung up on hating Jews, man. It's time to stop hating Jewish people, folks. I'm not saying all of you in the chat are doing it, but I see quite a bit of it on a regular basis. You need to stop hating on Jews, okay? You need to stop it. Anybody that's doing it, just anti-Semitic, as they say, whatever. You got to stop hating on Jews. There are just as many bad other people. Okay, there's bad people in every group, no matter what. I get tired of hearing it. Very tired of hearing it. You're not supposed to hate on anybody. You'll click on a link. Yep. No worries, Jersey City. We're gonna meet you on Thursday. I look forward to it. I have to admit, I've been deceived into hating a fellow man. I haven't been deceived into hating anybody because I don't hate anybody. I don't hate anyone. I hate nobody. Well, you got your theory on that, Philippe. You can have your theory all you want, but I don't agree with you. So I totally disagree with you on that one. There's no benefit to them letting people know they worship the owl and did child sacrifices and stuff. No benefit whatsoever. And if you ever saw the aftermath of it when Alex Jones met one of the Rothschilds on the street and told him that he was the one who filmed it, you're telling me all that was staged. It sure wasn't staged. All real. All completely real. Should have the menorah on it and not the six-pointed star. Some people get so conspiracy minded. This is, I've been into conspiracy theories all my life. No, Philippe, you really need to get out of conspiracy theories for a while. It's twisted your mind. You've become paranoid. you've totally become paranoid. That's not rational thinking. That's not rational thinking at all. People get so wrapped up in that conspiracy minded thinking. And I'm not saying that there aren't these conspiracies happening. There are. And conspiracy theory is a fake term. And I agree with all that. And I know all about the conspiracies. I spent years immersed in them. But you can't get so conspiracy minded that everything is a conspiracy. That's the way people get. Everybody's controlled opposition and everything is this and everything is that. Some things are just what they appear to be sometimes. Not many things are, but some things are. And Alex Jones just got too many things that he's done, too many whistles he's blown, that I'm sorry, there's no chance that Alex Jones is controlled opposition. I really don't think so. Yeah, I believe you were. That's okay. You'll eventually see the light. So, no, we're going to stick to talking about grudges. We're talking about holding grudges, harboring bitterness in your heart. No, you might need to do something like that for contact lenses. I mean, I don't know anything about that, but I'm sure everyone seems to think that's what you do. So I don't know. If you don't put the drops in, what happens? Right? Is there a problem if you don't? Because here's the problem is people use this stuff just because they're told to. But if they don't use it, everything is fine. So why use it? Well, that's them telling you that because they want to sell it to you, right? Try not using it and see what happens. That's your best bet. If you can get by without it, then get by without it. It's like these supplements. Just stay away from the supplements. They're useless. You don't need them. Eat good food. If you eat a good diet, you don't need supplements. Supplements are for people that want to live on Doritos. I'll eat Doritos and I'll just take these supplements. Try eating good food, and then you don't need the supplements. So back to holding grudges, harboring bitterness. We've had nobody in the chat today admitting that they are holding grudges against anybody. So that's, I guess, good. I'm really hoping that no one is harboring bitterness here. I find it hard to believe that out of 50 people, not one is harboring any bitterness. I do find that difficult to believe. But maybe it's true. Who knows? So I'll ask one more time. Is there anybody who is harboring bitterness against anyone, against a family member, maybe a parent that abused them, anything like that? Angelica says she didn't know she was, but when she saw my video, she realized that she was and apologized to God. So it's good to apologize to God. It's also essential to make sure you remove it, right? Okay, it's me. Chauffeur girl, you got some bitterness, and I know you do. I know that because I know your situation. I was holding a grudge, but I have worked towards moving past it. That's good to hear. Marie says it's fading slowly. Nice. Very nice. Jersey City Joe is a good man. There's no question about that. Consistently, I get that feeling from him. Kills you from the inside out. Sneaky thing it is. I agree, my buddy. Program my daughter to hate me. It keeps coming up. Yep, Papa Bravo, this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity. Let's pray for everybody in the chat who's got some grudge action going on. So now we get some people admitting it. Poisoned. Well, I'm not saying that you can't have some emotion about evil things. Of course you can. But I'm talking more about particular people and having grudges against them for actions they've done against you, you know? But Jen, that's the kind of dangerous stuff I'm talking about. You got to just realize that people's bad behavior, it's not for you to take on your shoulders. It's not for you to take on your shoulders at all. Oh, hot sauce, you saw that thing I'm talking about. I remember seeing that years ago, and I watch those things and I try to imagine, are they staged or is this authentic? That one was authentic. I'm a pretty good judge of that stuff. That was not a staged thing. That was totally spontaneous. And that guy really was disrespecting Alex for what he did. I believe that 100%. So we're going to pray now. Heavenly Father, we have some people in the live stream today here in our chat who are harboring bitterness against somebody, against various people, usually family members, for things they've done to them in the past, and they can't let go of this bitterness, Father. So I ask that you soften everybody's hearts, Father, and allow them to let this poison go, get the poison out of their hearts, and be free, and realize carrying this bitterness around is only hurting them. And I think they do realize that, Father, but I ask that you soften their hearts and allow them to let go of these grudges that they've been carrying around so they can feel the same freedom that others feel when they finally let go of the hatred and the bitterness once and for all. Thank you, Father. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. The tax man. Well, it's 1 for you, 19 for me. Tax man, Mr. Wilson. Humidifier, here I come. Okay, so we can't have Arabic or whatever that is in the chat. So if you don't speak English, then you can't really get anything out of our chat anyway, or out of our live stream. But we will not have Arabic words that we cannot read put into the chat. So letting you know, do you speak English? If you speak English, you're welcome here. If you don't, we have an issue. Mr. Heath, yep. Taxman, Mr. Heath. If you take a walk, I'll tax your feet. Okay, Marie, that is the other thing. I don't have any hats. Okay, well, neither do I. I don't have any hats either. Well, there is an old hat here that I've never worn. It's brand new. It's a cowboy hat. I don't wear hats. Just noticed while writing all I wrote in here. He has horns. Let's see. Oh, he does. Yep. So I'm going to make a judgment call here and say goodbye to you. Holding a grudge against yourself is also bad. Get my hat autographed with the Busman Goes Global. Good call. Yep. I think he needs to go. I listened to my gut on those ones. It is my boots day, yes. They should be here sometime in the afternoon, probably. I'll have to keep an eye on the porch because they just dump them and run. They don't even knock on your door anymore. They just put them on the porch and go. Don't even give you a chance to know that they're here. Well, it depends on how your hatred is directed. Is it directed at the people, or is it just, don't direct it at the people. I'd say it's not even good to really hate the world because God did create the world. Okay? God did create it. I don't think you can dislike the ways of the world, realize that you're not to be part of it. God bless you too, Joe Wibby. Take her easy. And I've seen firsthand what unforgiveness does to a person. It literally is poison. Yes, Mr. Jacob doesn't like the visitors. Mr. Jacob does not like the visitors. Yeah, you can hate the systems of the world. The systems are bad, but it's just that emotion of hatred is the poison. You want to be careful not to let that hatred seep into your life at all. Disapproval, okay? Disapproval is a better word. If you use the word disapproval or dislike, that's a little easier to swallow. The word hatred in general is a terrible thing. People in this world suffer. Well, yes, but Ryan, there's also, I've done some terrible suffering, and it was some of the best medicine ever for me. Sometimes suffering is exactly what you need. So a lot of people, now I'm not saying starvation and horrifying diseases that eat you slowly and stuff, but sometimes some suffering is really good for you. It's a blessing. 6, gotta go to work. All right, hot sauce. To react on apps from family if they just text you when they want you to do something for them. I'm not sure what you're asking me there, Anita. Do you react on apps from family? Andrew Haxley, you were the one who was purging big time the other night. Remember to capitalize your G in the word God, Andrew. Just some friendly advice. Make sure you always respect the Lord with a capital G in God. Yep. Ryan, your real name isn't even Ryan. So how do you know this legend? Why are you making this accusation? Seems like a pretty random accusation to make against somebody in the chat. It's possible it's true, I don't know, but you should have something to back it up. Teaches. Yeah, oh, look who it is. It's Joanna. Hello, my dear. Very nice to see you. Haven't heard from you in a long time. God is indeed awesome. Yep. I used to think the suffering was to be avoided totally, but now I understand it's not. Sometimes it's exactly what a person needs to help them see the light. So I'm not saying I look forward to suffering. Of course I don't. And I don't want it to be too severe when it comes, but it always comes. Boy, we have super low numbers this morning. I wonder why such low attendance this morning. Good morning to you, Mama Bear. You have the same mug. I bet you bought it at a dollar store then. that's that's literally the only place I could find to buy a mug. I looked in all kinds of stores because I wanted to buy a nice, good quality one. Ended up having to go to the dollar store. How are the baby bears? Mama Bear Ministry. Yeah, I love that name. Everyone's waiting for my video. Well, we are waiting for your video, Shofar Girl. We want to see for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Top-notch gentlemen. Well, thank you, Ruvi Mera. If your first name is actually Ruvi, I really like that because it rhymes with groovy. That's totally awesome. Yeah, that's why we get the same mug, you deed. That's why. And again, Andrew, capitalize the J in Jesus. Capitalize the J. Everybody's gotten into a terrible habit of all lowercase letters and everything. Capitalize those names for sure. Especially when you're typing God or Jesus. Make it a point to capitalize that. See, that used to be really important to us in my day. If somebody wrote your name with a small case letter at the beginning of it, you'd look at them and go, "What's that all about? You trying to disrespect me?" Screw me, that moves me. Nice. I can't believe how that word groovy. I've brought the word back. That was a word in the 60s. Everything was groovy. Well, I love the word so much. There you go, Andrew. There you go. I brought the word back. So now everybody's going around saying groovy now all the time. Oh, I know what I got to do here. I'm going to have to take the cover off of this and cool this coffee off a little bit because it's too hot. And I got it all sealed up. I'll never be able to drink that until it cools off a bit. See, maybe I'll put it right in this cup. Yeah, I'll put it in this cup. Jesus does indeed love us. That is for sure. Well, they weren't actually. That's the thing, Cully. That's why I'm here bring it up to them because they probably weren't taught that. Well, that's good to hear, Andrew. Very good to hear. So tell me, Andrew, what is that symbol that's in your profile picture? What exactly is that symbol? Quake, a video game. Should have known. Well, I'm sorry to hear that it's a video game, but I had a feeling it was. Very important things I held on to still right now. Well, there you go, Marie. Perhaps the Lord wanted you to hear this message today. One of how useless it is. What did I title this again? Right back, right on, Jersey City. What did I name this? The useless practice of carrying a grudge. It is indeed useless. Actually, she lives in another country. Now, for example, oh, that's really common. That's the only time people want to talk to you at all is when they want something. That's really common. Should have known better, Jim Diamond. Quake is demonic. Okay, so Andrew, you're saying you love Jesus. You why would you have that picture then? You need to get rid of that picture. Put something godly in your profile picture. Put something godly up there. Not a picture of Jesus, though. Don't ever use pictures of Jesus. As we explained the other night when you were purging all that stuff. But having a picture of that glorifies Quake, if you're saying Quake is demonic, you should change that right now. And I bet you will, because I believe you really do love Jesus and want to please him. Yep, that's a good one, Mama Bear. Drinking poison, expecting the other person to die. Yep. Tetragrammaton, I do. I know what you're talking about. Should you ignore it? What is wise? Well, it's up to you. I'm not sure what she wants you to do, but is it something she really needs? Like, is it something that's going to be really bad if you don't do it? Or is it something she can do herself? Or what? It depends on what it is that she wants you to do. Better things in mind for you. So, yeah, that's my take on that. It depends what she wants you to do and how absolutely necessary it is that you do it. I don't touch it with a 10-inch pole. I believe that's a 10-foot pole, Andrew. That's, that's oh my. Oh. Oh. I just I don't know what to say. Change your profile picture, Andrew. Change your profile picture. Get rid of that picture of Quake. Get rid of it. What can I do with this? Ephesians 4:32. Let's see. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other just as in Christ God forgave you. Yes, indeed. It's actually a requirement. Or he warns that he won't forgive you if you don't forgive others. Jesus cares, but you're not getting rid of your profile picture. Andrew, why not? Why aren't you changing your profile picture? I'm confused. Why won't you change that? It seems weird, doesn't it? He might be. He might be. It's not enough information on his profile. The thing is, it says the account's been there since 2014. So it's an 11-year-old account, which doesn't scream bot. I mean, it's literally 2014. So I thought unlikely that he's a bot when I saw that. Yes, John, of course I believe that. But we're talking today about grudges. We're talking about bitterness in your heart. Now here's the other one. The other side of this is forgiving yourself. You need to forgive yourself. Remember what most people do after 5-10 minutes. So I just treat it as nothing to forgive since it's forgiven and forgotten already. Well, that's a good strategy. If it's more than 5 or 10 minutes in the past, forget it ever happened. that's a good strategy. No, that's 10 minutes old. I don't even remember that. I don't want to remember it because the past is useless. You got it. Well, not useless. You got to learn your lessons. You don't have to remember the past really to take your lessons. No, your account's too old, I think, for you to be a bot, Andrew. Now you have changed your profile picture. Okay, so that's good. Let's see what it is. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like it. That's a good job. And no, I don't think you're a bot because your account's 11 years old. Very unlikely that would be a bot. People kind of boast how bitter they are. Yes. Yep. I've heard people do that. Well, John, remember that most people on here do not use their real names. I have a sword collection of different colors. Okay, that's interesting. That's very interesting. So forgiving yourself. Yeah, when I see a name like James Paziuk, I assume that's a real name because why? If you're going to make up a name, Paziak is probably not the one you come up with, right? No, Andrew, I believe you're not fake. Your comments were a little strange there for a little while, just saying these 3-word sentences over and over. That made you look like a bot for a few minutes, but yes, groovy, that is true. Hope you don't mind. I'm going to call you Groovy. Or maybe it's Roove. Roove the Groove. So forgiving yourself is the other side of this. Maybe you've forgiven everybody else. You've gotten rid of your grudges against people. You've let go of it. But you're walking around. Perhaps you've done something that's not worked out so good for your children. Or perhaps you've done something to your spouse that's, really it's so bad. Maybe you've cheated on your spouse, or maybe you've betrayed your parents somehow, or whatever it is you've done. Something real bad. It was a momentary lapse of reason. You did something terrible, and you can't get over what you've done. You're carrying around the guilt and the shame. This is equally as poisonous. Okay, this is also a very bad idea and will not work out well for you. It will also cause God to be upset with you. He does not wish for anybody to carry around this stuff. Well, I'm sorry to hear your bike was stolen there, Andrew. I hope you get it back. That's all I can say. We're talking about forgiveness and grudges and the importance of not holding a grudge. Jeremiah 32:37. I will surely gather them from all the lands where I banished them in my furious anger and great wrath. I will bring them back to this place and let them live in safety. We need probably more context to know what that's saying. Let's go 30 to 37. Why is that not? Oh, I know why. 32, 30 to 37. 32. To 37. The people of Israel and Judah have done nothing but evil in my sight from their youth. Indeed, the people of Israel have done nothing but arouse my anger with what their hands have made, declares the Lord. From the day it was built until now, this city has so aroused my anger and wrath that I must remove it from my sight. The people of Israel and Judah have provoked me by all the evil they have done. They, their kings and officials, their priests and prophets, the people of Judah, and those living in Jerusalem. They turned their backs to me and not their faces. Though I taught them again and again, they would not listen or respond to discipline. They set up their vile images in the house that bears my name and defiled it. They built high places for Baal in the valley of Ben Hinnom to sacrifice their sons and daughters to Moloch, though I never commanded. Nor did it enter my mind that they should do such a detestable thing and so make Judah sin. You are saying about this city, by the sword, famine, and plague, it will be given into the hands of the king of Babylon. But this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says: I will surely gather them from all the lands where I banished them in my furious anger and great wrath. I will bring them back to this place and let them live in safety. So now we got a little more context. "27, not 37. You got Jeremiah 32:27. Okay, maybe I'm still in the wrong. 32, 1 sec. 27. I am the Lord, the God of all mankind. Is anything too hard for me? Is that what you're after? Sorry, I got that wrong. Sorry about that. We've probably forgiven others or ourselves. Okay, gotcha. Probably forgiven others or ourselves. What is the test to know for sure? I think you just know. I mean, if you can think, it's not really a test, but if you can think of those people and not, you know, I can explain that in a minute, Lauren. You just hang on. If you can think of the person and not feel anger towards them, right? If you can wish them well and just not even bother with those nasty feelings anymore. So, Lauren, I can answer your question. What do I teach here every single day when we talk about a spouse? What do you do to get the right spouse? You stop choosing yourself and you let God bring one. But here's the thing, Lauren. Is God going to bring you a spouse right now? No. You're 30 years old living with your parents. Okay? And you've convinced yourself that you need to do this for their sake. So you've also deceived yourself into thinking something that's completely untrue. You need to get out and be a man and live on your own. And then you need to start praying for the Lord to bring you a woman when you're on your own and being a proper man. Right now, you're living like a boy in your parents' house, and you've convinced yourself they need you there. So God is not going to bring you a wife, plain and simple. God is not going to bring you a wife. So you're going to keep choosing the wrong ones because you're choosing yourself. Over and over and over, you'll do the same thing. Get out of the house, get your own place, prove to the Lord that you're a man, and ask him to bring you a wife. That's the solution to your problem. Of course you do, Andrew. So, Andrew, are you living with your parents? And tell me if you're living with your parents and how old you are. Because along with avoiding these grudges that we carry around, and if you are disabled, well, yes, that would be very relevant if you're disabled. That's a different story. Somebody's disabled and needs somebody around. Yes, absolutely. You got to be a man. You got to be a man. So, Andrew, let me know how old you are, if you live with your parents, and what's going on that way. If you're in school, if you work, whatever. Tell me what your situation is. Like 28. You didn't include if you're living with your parents. I assume that means you're living with your parents. See how common it is? Almost everybody I ask, they're either 30 years old or almost 30 or older than 30, and they have not left their parents' house yet. The same thing over and over and over. Okay, so I don't know very much about epilepsy, but James, okay, you're 38 with epilepsy, living with your parents. I had somebody get delivered in one of my live streams one time who had epilepsy and was cured of it. So everyone's situation is different, Lynn, but people who have not left their parents' homes by the time they're 30 years old, that's not good. It's not healthy for anybody. It keeps them underdeveloped. It keeps them in a child frame of mind. They never become men or women. They stay children. They stay children. Your purpose is going to be something that serves God, to answer your question. There you go. My aunt Diane has epilepsy, but epilepsy is something the Lord can deliver you from. It happened here in the chat. Yes, they are, Lauren. I know that. We had somebody delivered from epilepsy right in one of my live streams. Okay, why are you living with your parents when you're 28, Andrew? What's the reason? Why haven't you left? Why have you stayed in your parents' house till you're 28? Why would anyone want to do that? And that's a good point there, Groovy Ruby. That's a very good point. Whatever your purpose is, it's not going to involve. It's going to involve serving the Lord somehow. Doesn't seem a direct God thing. No, it doesn't. It's like I tell Mandy, your purpose is not selling insurance. There's somebody that comes to our chat all the time. She's selling insurance. She wants to serve God. Well, that's not the way to do it. Diane, we should try to have you delivered. We should try to have you delivered. But it would be, I guess we could do it by phone. It might be a little difficult. Actually, what I'm going to teach you to do, Diane, I'm going to teach you to do video calls. I'm going to show you how to do it. And then we don't have to talk on the phone. We can talk in a video call and actually see each other. Right, Andrew. Parents take care of you. Why are they taking care of you when you're 28 years old? Why don't you want to take care of yourself? You just said you want to be a man. You want to be a real man. Having your parents take care of you is not being a real man. That's not how you be a real man. That's the opposite. That's how you remain a child. Staying in your parents' house and letting them take care of you. I'm just on a mission from God, John. I do what God directs me to do. Right? And I do have to contribute to the world. That's what God insists I do. The video game time killing trick is getting boring for me anyway. Yeah, video games are a dead end street. Okay, well, I didn't know that. Andrew didn't say anything about that. So I did not know that he had an issue. He did not tell me that. So how does everybody know this? How does everybody know that Andrew has autism? Oh, okay, I missed that. I missed that totally. Sorry, Andrew, I missed one of your comments. I didn't know you had autism. My apology. I missed that. Missed that part. Did not know this. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get out on your own still. Okay, it doesn't mean that. Yes, I get it, everybody. I get it. I missed the comment. It doesn't mean that you're stuck. Yeah, it doesn't mean you're stuck with your parents forever. People with autism still go out in the world and look after themselves. You can learn to do so, probably. I don't know you. I don't know your situation, but yeah, there's a lot of factors there. I and they say on the spectrum. That's so medical profession-y. That's a very, very medical profession term, which I try to the medical profession is so full of it, it's just unbelievable. They're just so wrong about everything. Yes, Lynn, some people are, but a lot of people aren't and are told they are anyway. What does the establishment like? Convincing people that they're dependent. Okay, they want to convince people that they're dependent. They don't want people to take care of themselves and be independent. That's their worst nightmare for people. They want you dependent on them, right? They want you dependent on somebody. Yes, and there's deliverance. Deliverance is the answer to all these problems. Okay, I haven't seen anybody delivered from autism yet, but I'm thinking it's quite possible that the Lord could just deliver you from that and you'd be done with it. What? Yeah, but some people are not of mental capacity depending on the situation. Lynn, I realize there's some people, but you got to also realize that everybody's being wrongly diagnosed with all kinds of stuff. And most of the diagnoses are wrong because it's actually demonic roots to these problems. I've watched people get delivered from all kinds of stuff and their problems just vanish. They're gone because it was a demon causing the whole thing. So don't get wrapped up into believing what the medical profession tells you. It's a bunch of lies. It's a bunch of lies. They want to medicate people. So they create these disorders and syndromes and then heavily medicate people. They shot me up with 5 needles in 1 week. Exactly. There you go. Just that's exactly what I'm saying. Don't be listening to the medical profession with their lies and their syndromes and their disorders. They're full of it. They just want to medicate people. The Lord can deliver you from anything. I believe that, Anita. Totally. I believe that 100%. I don't go for this garbage that the medical profession pumps out. It's all lies. Autism, yes, it's a real condition. It's probably got something to do with a demon. It probably does. Like everything else does. Well, Andrew, you know what? Are you able to have a one-on-one meeting with me, Andrew? Do you know how to do video calls and stuff? Free radical. Okay, you got my attention here. You're weaning off of benzos. Ugh. Free radical, I want you to email me, okay? There's 2 of you there. I want you to email me. Andrew, do you know how to email people? Can you email me at that address right there? Please email me. And Free Radical, I want you to email me as well. You said the magic word, Free Radical. When you say benzos, you get my attention big time. Yep, God can heal you from anything, Shofar Girl. That's completely true. So there's two people I need to meet with for sure. So Free Radical, please email me about your benzo issue. I need to help you with that. Yes, God does love you, Andrew, and so do I. So I want you to email me. Can you send me an email, please? Do you have an email address? Right on, Free Radical. And we're going to have to do this. If you're weaning off of benzos, are you in any withdrawal right now, or what's going on? Like you have to know how to wean if that's what you're doing, but we're going to try to get you delivered from it. We're going to try to solve the problem quicker, because weaning off of those can take you 2 to 3 years. We don't want that. We want to get you off of them. We're going to try a deliverance. He will, Anita. That's correct. Move out of parents' house. Yeah, well, we're going to meet, Andrew. I'm going to meet you in a video call. We're going to help you figure out how to do it. I'll send you a link. I don't know when it's going to be yet, but I want you to email me so I have contact with you. Please email me. Oh, see, that's not a real doctor, Bugsy. A doctor who is worth anything at all would be thrilled that you get off of benzos and would never let you back on them. One, to get you back on those, man, oh man, that's not a real doctor at all. That is not a real doctor at all. The doctors make me sick. I get so, I just can't believe what they're doing. How can you go to medical school all those years and they teach you to do no harm? That's your biggest thing, right? You're not supposed to harm anybody as a doctor. Well, pumping benzos into people is extreme harm. I mean, there's no medical benefit to them at all. They're nothing but destructive. That's all they are. They don't help anybody, period. They destroy one person after another. And you're on them for life. You can't even get off them. You end up on them forever. Good morning, Jane. For 3 years. Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Yep, benzos are the worst thing that exists. Very religious level, Christianic opinion on medically checking mental illnesses. Mental illnesses they have a spiritual demonic root. In my opinion, it's probably every single one of them. I think all mental illness has a demonic spiritual root to it. And if God delivers you from it and removes the demons, you don't have a mental illness anymore. He can completely fix somebody just like that. I see people with, I mean, there's things like ADHD and bipolar and even Tourette's syndrome. Tourette's for sure, I can guarantee you, is demons. It is demons causing that. There's no other medical problem. It's a demon inside the person. Schizophrenia, there's another one. Completely demonic. No, of course, medicine doesn't work. Medicine just keeps the demon happy. That's all medicine does. It's not medicine. It's just throwing drugs at something, keeping the person in a drugged up state. That's it. That's all it does. I don't know about colds or viruses, but possibly, Nathaniel. I don't know. That one I can't answer. But mental illnesses, I'm convinced, totally. Especially some like schizophrenia and Tourette's syndrome and things like that. I'm totally convinced that has a demonic root. Yep, that's right, you did. They've got the world convinced there's a pill to fix everything. No matter what's wrong with you, oh, there must be a pill. Go get some pills for that. Get some pills for that. Sorcery. That's what pills are. They're sorcery. And there's no exceptions. All of them are sorcery. That's what you call it's pharmakia. And that's exactly what it is witchcraft. So I'll be right back, folks. I'm back. Ruby, I read that very thing last night in a live stream from Rudolf Steiner. I read that very thing. Andrew, are you not able to email me? Do you not know how to email me? That's a good one, Cully. Okay. There's a way to get rid of everything, Bugsy. You just need the Lord to deliver you. Right? You just need the Lord to deliver you. Once He does, all problems go away of that nature. Hello, Tyra. Just remember, Tyra, no emojis, no symbols. Yes, there's cats. There's none in the background right at the moment. Well, she's over there. I can see her, but you probably can't. You're not a cat person. Why not? Why not? How could anybody not be a cat person? I just see it's a concept I don't understand. To know cats is to love cats. Okay, cats are just awesome in every way possible. Oh, I'm sure you do, Andrew. You seem like a pretty smart guy that I'd get along with really well. So, of course you love cats. I like dogs. I like cats a lot better because dogs are too much work. I like other people's dogs. They can take them for walks every 2 hours. I don't wanna do that. Little girl. Hello, sweetie. There's Mr. Sammy Boy. You don't get to see my male cat too often, but there he is. There's Sammy Boy. I fear chimps. Cats and hi-hats. I share a dog. So what do you do? Like, okay, here, you have the dog for a couple hours and then give it back, and then I'll hang out with it for a couple hours. Little girl. Little girl. Hello, Sammy boy. Hello, buddy. Hello, little girl. Shared custody. Yeah, I've heard of that with dogs. Right on. So you're a dog sitter. Hello again, all. Our Irish friends survive and thrive 25. Monkeys can be very nasty, actually, so you're not wrong to be a little bit timid of monkeys. Monkeys can be very vicious. They are absolutely dangerous. Yep, I got your email. I got your email. You will hear from me, don't worry. Yep, monkeys are not necessarily safe pets to have. They can be unpredictable, for sure. Very nice, Jersey City Joe. When a cat bonds with you, I even read something about it. The bond between a cat and a human can be so strong that it's just unlike anything else. I don't know what PTL means, free radical. I don't know abbreviations and internet slang. I have no idea what PTL means. Good morning, Michelle. Sandy, that's a new name. I don't recognize your name from before. Thank you, Steve. That's very nice of you to say, my friend. You know why I do what I do. You're one person who absolutely does know why I do this. Other people might think they know, but you actually do. Praise the Lord is right. Praise the Lord is right. And you too will be doing something like this, Steve. You'll be doing something very similar. Maybe, well, I shouldn't say similar. Yeah, it'll be doing the work of the Lord for certain. And it's got its own rewards. Oh, it's praise the Lord. Okay, gotcha. Yep, I see that now. Yes, that was a warning that Steiner gave us many years ago. Somewhere, somebody mentioned they thought it was 1917. That sounds about right. He died in 1925. Get some sleep, shofar girl. He had something big planned for me. Felt this as a kid already, and many people did. The way they treated me with hate and jealousy. Yep. A single fire ant. Well, that means you better make sure you know where the rest of the fire ants are, because he belongs to a colony, probably. Unless the Lord manifested that to let you know something. What did I do now, Dina? I don't even know what I said. I don't know what I said that was funny this time. Sometimes I know, but this time I don't remember saying anything funny this time. I don't remember. It's possible I did. It's possible I did. Laughter is so essential in this dirty. Oh, yep. Praise the Lord, Dina. Praise the Lord. My neighbor that I work for or used to work for, I'm actually totally done with that now. I don't do gardening anymore. That's a thing of the past. Ooh, that makes me so happy actually. But I worked for the neighbor next door doing her gardening, and she would always come out and she'd putt around the garden as I'm doing my work, and we'd talk, we'd chat as I worked, and I would make her laugh so hard. She would, I mean, she would be bent over, holding on her stomach. She'd laugh and laugh and laugh. 10 minutes would go by, she's still laughing. Like, she looked at me one day, she said, "I've never met anybody who can make me laugh like that." And it's so easy to make her laugh. She just finds me funny. I don't know why, but she thinks I'm one of the funniest people ever. And I would get her laughing. The neighbors must have thought we were back there getting high or something, because so that's all you would hear was just this cackling laughter coming from her. She would laugh until she cried, and tears come down her cheeks. I do enjoy a good laugh. Yes, women do like a man that makes them laugh, for sure, for sure. Whenever I've had success with a woman on a date or whatever, that was usually what did it. That was usually what did it. Oh, she's an older lady. She does love me immensely. I mean, she cooks for me and everything. She'd do anything for me. And she even gets me like I didn't just do gardening. I cleaned her house for her too. She'd be like, "I can't bend down to do the floors today. Can you come over and clean for me?" So I'd go over and she'd pay me to clean her house. Right on, you deed. Take her easy, buddy. That was how I made ends meet for the last few years. I think I worked for her for 4 years. Ugh, that wouldn't surprise me, Ruby. That wouldn't surprise me at all. I bet you that's that's totally possible. No, that's another one. That's another one. That showed me how connected we are to everything, because that's like, I don't know, 5 houses away, and I was in the backyard, and nobody had a phone or anything with them. And I even know that because I asked her what time it was, and she had to go in the house. She's like, "I don't have my phone with me, so I'll have to go in the house to find out what time it is." So there wasn't even a phone to listen to our conversation, and yet YouTube knew what we talked about. You got a good memory, Cully. Well, this was a conversation I had that wasn't even near any phones or computers. And after I had that conversation with the person, got back here and YouTube put a video up that was exactly what I just talked about. It was about, if you're short, you have to make up for it by being able to dance or something like that. I mean, it was a very specific thing too. It wasn't it wasn't anything that could be just a coincidence. It was very specific. Need something else to drink. Talking with Vic. We'll see you later, buddy. Not sure why such a low number of people here today. We always have more than this. Try a little more like button smashery. That might help. But we definitely got very low numbers here today. There's only 66 people in the chat. That is very low. Be nice to see some more. Where is everybody? Absolutely, Steve. That they do like that for sure. Now, I was a guitar player, so I have to admit I leaned more on that than anything. If I could get my date somewhere where I could play guitar for her, that would usually seal the deal. That would usually do it. Yeah, it's a Monday morning. Oh, did they ever, Cully? I mentioned it in several live streams. Maybe you weren't there, but I talked about what it did. It messed me up completely. They were pretty awful. I'll tell you what I got to do right now. I got to see about a humidifier. I cannot take this dry air anymore. Hmm. Okay, so these get pretty expensive. Hmm. Looks like I'm gonna spend a bit of money on this actually. They got cheap little cheap ones, but it says for a big area you need one of these heavy duty ones. Oh, smart humidifiers. We're not getting one of those, that's for sure. Oh, they're all smart. Oh no. Okay, that's a problem now. Now it's not going to be as easy to find one of them as I thought. It's genuine and authentic. Yes. Um, and thank you for saying that, Ruby. But I do this because um, I work for God. I'll put it that way. I work for God, and this is why I'm here, is to do this. It's literally the reason I'm on Earth in existence in the first place. That's what I want. I want a dumb humidifier. Everyone I looked at was smart. I don't want one that's smart. I want a dumb one. And Dina, I would agree with that. It had me almost in tears one night. When I went to get my cafe mocha one night, I was almost in tears walking there. Yes, but keeping your stove on is real bad on the power bill, right? You gotta leave the stove on to do that, and that to drive your power bill right crazy. So I'm not doing that to the landlord. He includes the power here. A humidifier plugged in wouldn't be so bad, but having the stove on, even if it's on low, that's going to totally do damage to your power bill. Excuse me. So there'll be none of that. I have to actually get a humidifier. I never have beef with anyone. Here's one for you, Cully. If you're a Canadian before you go into the bathroom, and you're also a Canadian after you come out of the bathroom, what are you while you're in the bathroom? European. European. There's a child that told me that joke years ago. I laughed so hard I almost fell off my chair. It's here, and then just get some moisture. Oh, I've done that, but I don't want to kill this power bill. I have to go easy on the electricity. You mention my name, you'll get a good seat. Nice one. Hey, Dorothy Biederman. That's a name I don't recognize. You must be new. Stripped a gear in my throat. Dorothy Biederman. You are a musician. Check you out. Playing guitar and singing. Looks like you got a classical. Wow, you play very well. You play very, very well. Yes, I'm still streaming, Ryan. I'm a streaming maniac. That's what I do. You play that guitar really well, Dorothy. Very, very nice finger picking. I'm not sure if you're aware that I'm a guitar player too. I'm a guitar teacher actually, and I'm a drummer nowadays. I've switched to drums just because I like doing it more. I definitely enjoy drums a lot. And I just bought new drums 2 weeks ago. But I also just bought a new guitar like a month ago. So I still do guitar too. The Energizer Bunny. That's me. More streams than Soda Stream. Streaming to combat the demons. Right on. Slept for 2 hours. The Lord doesn't let me sleep very much. He energizes me. Now this morning, I probably could use a little nap. Yes, and you're a very good one too. Very good musician. Like your finger picking style very much. So when the Lord has work for you to do, you might not get a lot of sleep. That's just how it is. Oh, my boots. My boots are on the way soon. Bring on the boots. Yep, my boots are coming soon. That's very good news. Very good news. That means when I get my shower in a little bit, I'll have to get my wide leg jeans because I can't really wear sweatpants with cowboy boots. That don't really work. Yes, I plan on releasing many new compositions in the near future. God's cocaine? No, I'm pretty sure God don't do cocaine, but get Mr. Jacob ready for the bank. Ready for the bank? I got to get him ready for a new home. He needs a home so bad. I got to find somebody to take him. I just can't stand the thought of leaving him out there in the winter. I can't. I can't do it. It will stress me so bad. I'll be no good for nothing. I just cannot do that to him. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. Oh, I will miss him. But I'll be happy that he's got a home. I'd be real good if I could get him a home where I could go visit him. That'd be really cool. But that probably won't happen, but I don't know. If I could get my own house, I'd buy a house that had a separate spot that I could, I'd take him myself and just not integrate him with my other cats right away. Because I know they wouldn't be happy about it at all. They would not be happy about it at all. And I don't really want a third cat, to be honest. I'm taking care of him anyway, but having him in the house it's just that much more. I already have plenty to do in the run of a day, that's for sure. He is extremely beautiful. And when he first came, he was all skinny and he had ribs sticking out of him everywhere. He was in bad shape, but he's all fattened up now and his coat's all sleek, and just from having some care, he's in a lot better shape. The good food, I really fattened him up. Really fattened him up. No, I haven't heard from him since then. He told me that one of my videos gave him a new perspective, and it was really valuable to him. So that's why he blessed me with that large donation. That was a big one too. That, man, $500, really big. And I think it shows the $500. It shows is what I get. I think he had to pay more than that to send that 500 to me. I think that's how it works. I was under the assumption that was the full amount, and then YouTube took 30% of that, and I got 70% of that. But I don't think that's how it works. I think what I'm seeing is the amount that I get. Care and love. Oh, yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Mr. Jacob didn't know what human contact was before me. I'm the first human contact he ever had. God directed him here. God knew I would take care of him. 5 more could come and I'd do the same thing. I'd do it for no matter how many came, I'd do it. I'd have little houses out there everywhere. It'd be like a little cat village out there. Everybody would have their own house. I can't stay away from it, old channel. They do what they want. The information is there if you want to donate to PayPal, but some people don't have PayPal. or some people don't want to do PayPal. They want to give a super chat so their name comes up and they can show everybody that they've donated. I think that's the main reason people do it that way. The charge in PayPal, Brad, is way less than it is doing it with a super chat. Way less. It's really small. Compared to YouTube, it's much better to do it through PayPal. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Yes, YouTube allows me to put in a description. Yes, and make sure it's friend or family, or someone sent me a nice big donation yesterday and did the same thing, put it as goods and services, and YouTube is holding on to that. I haven't bothered to call them and fix that one yet. They allow me to post it, but they used to allow a link, a paypal.me link, and made it really easy. You could put that in the description and people could just click on it, and it was super simple. Of course, that discouraged people from doing super chats. So YouTube made it so that you no longer can post a paypal.me link. They made it less convenient for people because it was cutting into their super chat business too much. They want the super chat so they can make that 30%. So YouTube is very, very greedy. They're highly greedy. And it's one company that makes one ridiculous amount of money. Yeah, they are low numbers today, Joe. It's lower than normal. There's one YouTuber that says that at the end of his videos, get the peons out of my damn house. I don't know what he's saying about that, but he says that at the end of every one of his videos, get the peons out of his house. I had to look up what a peon was. I never heard that word before. I think it's an Australian thing. Yeah, lowest numbers ever. I'm used to the numbers being a little lower lately, but they're never in the 50s. Where is everybody at this morning? I haven't seen that happen. Actually, since I've been doing this, I haven't seen numbers that low. Lowest numbers ever. We've broken a record for low numbers this morning. Very confused why that is. We did good last night. We had over 100 people pretty much the whole time. Yeah, Google does own YouTube. Definitely. Google does indeed. See, even the chat is when there's nobody here or not many people here, the chat doesn't even move. It just sits there frozen. It seems creepy. It's so weird. I'm used to it just flying by. It's not doing that today. I don't know. It's very weird why only 50 people have shown up today. That's very strange. Haven't seen that happen before. Well, it's more interactive when there's lots of people here, and the chat is very active, and it just makes it better. Good morning, Monica. Good to see you. Good to see you as always. It's 7:35 in Eastern Standard Time, so maybe people are just waking up. Who knows? It is Monday, so people are getting up for work. No snow yet. A little bit a few days ago, a little dusting, but it wasn't much. Enough to make the streets icy because we got snow and then it turned really cold and froze it. So we had nothing but ice everywhere. It was near impossible to walk down the street. Winter in this place where I'm at is so awful. And the cold just, it bites you. It's really terrible. Some woman just emailed me from a local jobs club saying someone would be in touch. That's interesting. A local jobs club. I've never heard of a jobs club. I assume that's just some group that helps each other get jobs. Is that what a jobs club is? I forget where you're at, Jersey City Joe. You told me. I don't think you're right in Jersey City. Help you look for work, yeah. Or maybe you are right in Jersey City. I don't know. I think you told me where you're at. Don't know yet, Lauren. Don't know. Oh, really need that humidifier. The air in here is so dry, it's just awful. Lake effect snow country. Yes, we get that same lake effect thing here too. It's terrible. Makes the weather awful. Worst weather I ever put up with in my whole life. In Jersey City since 1972. Okay. You are in Jersey City, hence the name Jersey City Joe. Thousand Acres, keep in mind we don't allow emojis, but I welcome you just the same. Where is CT? I don't know where that is. CT. And all I get is computed tomography when I look it up. So I don't know where CT is. Not a clue. Connecticut. Okay. Dragon Slayer Gabrielle. I've noticed your videos in my feed there lately, Dragon Slayer Gabrielle. See, you've been very active making videos. Good job. Hello, transatlantic friend. Well, we made it to the 60s. Got to keep going in that direction. Heavenly Father, bring us some more people. There's got to be some more lonely people out there that need some fellowshipping. Bring them to us, Father. Yep, keep up the good work, brother. Keep going. Remember that perseverance is what does it. You got to just keep and consistency. Try to make a video every day. Doesn't necessarily have to be at the same time. Just try to make one every day and persevere, even if it looks like the channel's never going to take off, which it probably will feel like after a while. But you just got to keep going, keep going. Eventually, boom. Especially if God likes what you're doing, and I see the kind of topics you're talking about, you're on the right track, I think. So people using the emoji react, boost the stream. Okay, I didn't know that, but that's possible. We're at least in the 60s now. We were stuck in the 50s, so listening to God's voice and listening to the Holy Spirit. That's a tough topic, Lauren, because it's different for everybody. That's everybody asks me that all the time. How do you know this and how do you know that with God? How do you know this with God? It's going to be different with you than it is with me. So you have to get to know God yourself. I can't tell you how to do that. I know how he talks to me. I don't know how he's going to talk to you. God pulled you out of the pit so you could go back in and pull people out. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I agree. Jersey City Joe. Yep. Jersey City Joe and the Love Cats. Nice. Very nice. That's like the something Minty Jones. I forget what the first part of it. Something Minty Jones. There's another person that comes here and has a perfect stage name. I know it ends in Minty Jones, but I can't remember the first part. It's 3 words. And Dina, I was pronouncing your name wrong until you told me how to pronounce it. I think I got it right now. It's Dina, not Deanna. Oh, I hope I can find a humidifier that's not smart. Smart. They're all smart ones. Every freaking one of them. Why do they gotta be that? Like, what's the point of that? What do you need a humidifier? It doesn't need to be a smart humidifier. That's ridiculous. It's just to plug in and make it to add humidity to your room. It does not need to be hooked up to the government. It's, they're unbelievable. They make everything like this now. Silliness. I mean, I'll pay extra for it if it's not smart. Here's one that handles 1,500 square feet. It's 200 and some dollars though. It's pretty expensive. And then we've got the warm mist humidifier. I wonder which one is better. They're all smart. I can't believe how many of them are just they look all good until you read down. It says they're smart. Don't want nothing to do with that. Absolutely not. Yep, it means you're under surveillance. That's exactly what it means. Yes, the Lord does not like um, you wasting the talent that He gave you, because all musical ability comes from Him. Say that refusing to interact with or contact someone who has wronged you. No, that's not what it means. It's in your own heart, old channel. If you carry the bitterness in your heart, that's what I'm talking about. You don't have to have anything to do with the person ever again. It's nothing to do with it. Jay Barnard, what are you going on about? From an old Bell Labs film in the 50s, an actor named Cactus Mac. How cool is that? Cactus Mac. That is quite the handle. No, I don't bring used items into the house anymore. Persif Okay, yeah. Okay, I do get your name right. Jay Barnard, I have no idea what you're going on about there. That's pretty strange comment. Do I recommend a good webcam for streaming? Well, yeah, of course. You don't want to have garbage equipment if you're doing this. No, I don't bring secondhand stuff into the house anymore. Yeah, if you do say so yourself. So I will be right back, folks. Check on a noise. It's nighttime here and I'm alone. Well, that's not a link though, Maverick, so there's no way for me to check it. A lot of the ones I'm looking at are Honeywell, but you'll be tested as you're being taken out of isolation, Monica. You'll notice a change in your visibility. You won't be invisible anymore, and there'll be tests going on the whole time. There's no there's none of those cast iron rads. It's a natural gas furnace, forced hot air. No, it's forced hot air. It's a furnace. I wish we had those rads. It wouldn't be dry in here if that was the case. It's because it's forced hot air that dries the place out so bad. Yes, absolutely. I agree. Survive and Thrive 25. Joey and the Pussycats. There is something in the Pussycats. There is a band like that. There was a band called Faster Pussycat too. Can you see this? Yes, CB Tucker. I see it just fine. Well, Jag, some of the tests for me were like to see if I would lose my quickness to anger, like having people park across my driveway. because that's something that really gets me wound up when people park right across my driveway for no reason. Even though I don't have a car, it's so rude, it just bugs me. And I get angry, and I usually used to go out and put notes on their windshield, and the Lord started testing me with that. He had somebody park in front of me or across my driveway constantly. Your lust is not tempted by God. I've learned that there's scripture that says God will never tempt you that way. That is the devil. If you're being tempted with lust, it's not God. He won't do that. He will not test you with anything like that. Josie and the Pussycats. That's it. That's it. You always have a choice. You don't have to react with anger. Jesus didn't react with anger very often at all. He did with the money changers in the temple, but every other situation he avoided anger. Stan, I can always count on you to say something really, really interesting. Yeah, I don't like that either, M. Thomas. Yes, but it's not God testing you that way. That's the devil. You can defend yourself without getting angry, old channel. You don't have to defend. You don't have to get angry to defend yourself. You know what, Dragon Slayer? I was almost about to answer you, and then I realized I'm not really allowed to live in the past. That's one of the things we've been learning here is not to live in the past. So, memories, forget memories. Look forward. No, time is speeding up, Karen. It's doing the opposite of what you think. I don't know anything about growth hormones, Marino. Nothing. Well, then you practice getting mad, old channel. Make sure you put that as part of your training to get angry every day. Go right ahead and do that. And my life's about to change. Lord is telling me to give up the past, my mental connection to life. This is why I wouldn't answer that question that someone just asked. What's my favorite memory? My favorite memory is remembering that I'm not supposed to live in the past. That's the best memory I've ever had. Yep. Stin. Oh my. What are we going to do with Stin? Stin, look at it this way. If people did not have sexual urge, would the species continue? Would people procreate and keep the species going? It's pretty obvious that that's why we have sexual urge, to make sure we reproduce and more humans get produced. Otherwise, we'd all die off real quick, and that would be the end of us. Okay, the fact that there's a sexual urge in people is what makes us procreate. It's that simple. You don't have to look for anything more complicated than that. Okay, that is the most obvious thing in the world. That's so obvious, a 2-year-old could understand that. There's no women around. There's only probably 4 billion women in the world. There's no women around. I think there's 4 billion of them, Stin. What are you talking about? There's no women. There's all kinds of them. Well, I brought two into the world, CB Tucker, not willingly, not on purpose, but I wouldn't do it on purpose right now, probably. No. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Someone you used to know. I have no clue what you're talking about there. And I don't think women outnumber men 10 to 1. No, I don't think so. Agreed, Tiffany, it would, but it's not the way it works. I mean, we have that no matter what. As soon as we're a certain age, it happens. No, the sting in the flesh is a demon that the Lord let attack him. That's a demon. It's not. It says a messenger of Satan in that scripture you're talking about. Okay, he said 10 to 1, and that's definitely not true. If women outnumbered men 10 to 1, I mean, it would be a lot easier for men to get dates. That would make it a lot easier for men to get dates. 10 to 1, that's a crazy ratio. That's definitely not the case. Okay, so according to, now I'm not saying this is correct, Tiffany, but according to Google and the official statistics in the world, it is 50-50. It is not 70-30 like you're saying. It says 50-50. 50.4 are male. So slightly more males than females is actually what it says. Look it up, you'll see. Now that's the official Google numbers. Is that accurate? Probably not. It's probably a lie. I don't know. But that's what it says. I thought when you said that 70% seems, I mean, that seems really high. Nature keeps things pretty balanced. Yep. It's God made it so that it balances out. That's what makes sense to me. I can't see him making 70% of that. Then you're guaranteeing that 20% of all men are not going to be able to find wives. God wouldn't do that. Of your assault. See, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, God would not make an imbalance like that. That would not work well. Yes, the one child policy. People were literally murdering their female babies. Yep. Okay, we got the number up into the 70s. Slowly getting somewhere. Old channel, it wouldn't matter what we said, you'd say the opposite anyway. If we would have said what you said, then you'd say what we said. you, you'll take the opposing position no matter what. That's your job here every day, is to not agree with anything anybody says. That's your hobby, disagreeing. that's, that's what you do for fun. You disagree with everybody. Yeah, the topic is about holding grudges. And Dorothy, it's possible, but not right away because there's just so many people in line, right? We can connect, but it's going to take some time before I can get back to you. Oh yeah, he just disagrees no matter what. No one's he's. I mean, if they ever had disagreeing as an Olympic event, he's already trained and ready to go. he'd, he'd bring home the gold medal. He'd bring home the gold medal. Yeah, let everyone have a hobby. Okay, well, that's his hobby. That's it. If they ever make disagreement an Olympic event, he's champion of the world. He will take the gold medal without a question. Without a question. Karen, I bet he's going to disagree with you. I'm pretty sure he will. He'll probably disagree with you too, Anita. And I'd say something, but he'd disagree with me too. No, of course he wouldn't. He's not agreeing with my intro. He disagrees with that too. I can guarantee you've been lied to. You've been lied to over and over. You've been lied to so much, you don't even know what lies and truth are anymore. If I said that 2 and 2 was 4, he probably wouldn't agree with that. Yep, that is a true statement. That is a true statement. Look at cholesterol, okay? Well, no comment, Soaking Spirit. No comment. From South Alabama. That's a good way to put it, Jag. I like that. I was going to say, look at cholesterol. What have you been told about cholesterol? If you eat too many eggs, you're going to die because of high cholesterol. That's probably why you were being held there. That's right, Monica. That's correct. But what have you been told about cholesterol? You're going to die. You eat too many eggs, right? You're going to clog your veins. Turns out none of that is true. None of that is true. That was a campaign of lies that they did on purpose. Look at sugar. They once told you that sugar was totally fine and it wasn't going to harm you. Turns out sugar is a potent addictive drug that does nothing but harm you. Total lie. Just a total lie. Cigarettes at one time, they knew that cigarettes killed people. They literally lied to everybody and told it. They even had doctors recommending smoking at one point. I mean, talk about lying. Yes, good cholesterol is all good. You need cholesterol. They were trying to deprive us of it. There's all kinds of lies they've told on purpose. All kinds of lies. Yes, they do. They totally do. So, pretty much everything you've been told since the day you were born is indeed a lie. Oh, excuse me. Well, look at their food pyramid. I mean, there was actually one they put out where Lucky Charms or something was on it. I mean, they're actually recommending you eat some sort of processed garbage cereal. They used to say that masturbation was bad. Guess what, Stin? It is. It is. I know that's your favorite hobby and everything, but you need to realize it is bad. You're causing yourself a spiritual mess. You're opening doors to demons, and you're going to cause yourself nothing but grief if you continue to do so. If I could let you read my emails from people that have destroyed themselves by doing that, you would understand that you need to stop doing that, or the same thing's going to happen to you. And you're going to be emailing me someday saying, Mr. Buzz, I didn't listen. I got demons attached to me now. What am I going to do? Because you won't listen. Well, okay, eating a lot of bacon grease is definitely not good for you. Okay, that's a little different. I'm not recommending you chug back a whole bunch of bacon grease. That's probably bad. You know, if it'll gum up your pipes in your kitchen sink, it's probably not great for your body. That's interesting, Jane. Yes, seed oils. There's another one. Make Canada smell good again. Make Canada no, I don't know what they're talking about. Why does Canada smell bad? I I have no idea what that's talking about. But I'll tell you what's a common practice in Canada with protests is their fake protests, and they want to make anybody that's a Christian or anybody who wants to keep the country the way it is look bad. So they send them out with Nazi flags and all kinds of slogans to make themselves look like it. It's like the Westboro Baptist people. Have you ever heard of the Westboro Baptist Church? Okay, this is a bunch of hateful Christians who say that they want gay people to die and all this terrible stuff they say. And this is supposed to represent the Christian population. However, it turns out that the Westboro Baptist Church is a CIA creation, and they were made to make Christians look bad. Canada is completely immersed in this practice. Okay, during the trucker protests, they had people going around pretending to be on the trucker side with Nazi flags, but they got caught. They were people they hired. The government hired these people to go around with Nazi flags and pretend that they were part of the trucker protest. Right, Lauren, what I'm saying, it smells like that to me. That smells like something the government has cooked up to make all of us Christian nationalists look like we're racist pigs. That's exactly what it is. Our government has been already caught doing that several times. The people in Canada do not go around saying, make Canada smell good again. That is propaganda bull. That is propaganda garbage. I promise you, there's no way Canadians are doing that. They're being paid to go around and act that way. What a bunch of garbage. Bunch of garbage. They do that every time, trying to make us look like we're racists. We don't have any problem with people from India. They're fine. Nobody goes around saying things like that. That's a bunch of garbage. No, see, old channel, you know what? You just get yourself another timeout. You're not going to say that in here. Not true. Off you go again. You're going to have the world record for most timeouts ever in this live stream. I'm so sick of that attitude. People saying that all of us Christians are bad, racist people. It's all because they're listening to that propaganda. Okay, Lauren, you just got yourself a timeout for being racist. Okay? You just got yourself one. Anyone else want to try me? Come on. If you want to try me, I'll give you a timeout quicker than you can blink. If you're going to say stuff like that. Sick to death of that stuff. Garbage. Real Canadians are very welcoming, sweet, nice people. Okay, we do not go around saying make Canadians or make Canada smell good again. That is so obviously paid protesters who are being paid by our government to do that, to make us look like we're a bunch of racist pigs. I promise you that's what it is. They've already been caught doing it several times. That's their favorite trick. They learned it from the CIA. It's a bunch of garbage. We're not racists. That's not the deal at all. We disagree with the LGB thing, LGBTQ and trans people. We definitely disagree with that. We will admit that, but we're not racists. It's a false accusation. Well, I'm not going to be called a racist. Old Channel just said that we're all of us right wingers are racist, terribly racist people. Total garbage. Not true at all. And then Lauren actually was racist and said that Indian people do smell bad and they're not hygienic people. So he got kicked out too. So, I mean, if you want to get kicked out of this live stream, that's two ways you can do it. I'm not tolerating that here. That proves that I'm not racist. I just kicked somebody out for being racist. So anybody calling me racist is obviously unjustified in doing so. There's no racism encouraged here. We do not support that whatsoever. Yes, Dragon Slayer, I watched as January 6th was happening. There were people filming these people in the woods dressing like Trump supporters. They were taking off their clothes in the woods and putting on Trump clothes, Make America Great Again hats and stuff, and getting all dressed up and getting ready to go out and wreak havoc dressed like Trump supporters. It's the oldest CIA trick in the book. Okay, they did the same thing in Syria. They wanted everyone to believe that Assad was attacking his own people with sarin gas. So what did they do? They had their own soldiers dressed like Syrian soldiers and had them attack the Syrian people. Wasn't Assad's army at all. It was an American army doing it. It's all garbage. It's the CIA's same tricks over and over again. Over and over. When you got people dressed in uniforms, you don't know that that's actually those people. Or dressed in certain clothes, like Trump clothes. It's ridiculous. If you're going to go and commit crime, the last thing you're going to do is wear identifiable things. Okay? Anybody with brains knows that. You're not going to wear things that make you easily identifiable. And yet, whenever these people go and commit crimes, they do everything but put a name tag on themselves. It's like, man, people are brainwashed. That is totally true. Yes, the CIA did invent ISIS. That's correct. Totally correct. Everything you're seeing is just theater. It's garbage. It's garbage. And Christians are not racist people. That's a bunch of garbage. There might be a few that are. I mean, there's a few of everybody that are. But in general, that's not what your racism is. That's totally garbage. You want to know who the real racist people are? Is the Muslims. The Muslims in this country hate white people. Okay, most of them can't stand us. They're in our country and they hate us. That's racist. Okay, that's racist. It's totally garbage. And I'm sick of the accusation that I'm a racist. I'm not. Yes, they hate you in the UK too. They sure do. That's where the racism is. It's on the. Remember, their motto is to accuse you of what they're doing themselves. Okay? They will accuse you of whatever they're doing. It's part of Rules for Radicals. Saul Alinsky, Rules for Radicals. That's where they learned all this stuff. Whatever they're doing, they have to accuse you of doing it. That's how you know what they're doing, because they're accusing you. So when they're accusing you of being racist, you can bet your bottom dollar they're racist. The Art of War too. Yes, that's another one. Define racism. Stin, that's very easy. It's dislike of a group of people because of the color of their skin, because of their race. Offense is the best defense. Yes, Monica, you know, you're familiar with what I mean. I did a video a while ago on Rules for Radicals by Saul Alinsky. That's what the left is using as their playbook, as their methodology. Oh, absolutely, Jane. There's no question. I did a video not all that long ago about Rules for Radicals. And it explains what you're seeing out there in society. That's the book they give everybody to read. If you go and join Antifa, you will literally be trained in a paramilitary sort of style, and you will be given a copy of Rules for Radicals and told to read it. And not only told to read it, told to live it. It's the most vile methodology It's worse than Marxist, actually. It's Marxist on drugs, or on steroids, we could say. The UK is getting it the worst of all. And yes, in Vietnam, you talk bad about the government, they probably will jail you. I believe that. It's getting almost that way here. Okay, it's not much different in Canada. Canada is a communist country. It's already gone communist because people keep voting in the liberals, and they keep cheating their way in. So, Jane, I'm assuming you mean the UK, or maybe you're from Canada. I don't know, one or the other. Yes, we're infidels to them, Dragon Slayer. We're literally infidels. Liberalism is totally fooled, okay? They think about this. You're right. Communism is opposed to liberalism. It is. But here's how bad the deception is, okay? The liberals, they support LGBTQ, the ABC alphabet people, I call them, okay? They totally support that. Yet they also support Islam and the Muslims. Could there ever be more of a disconnect in the world? How do the Muslims feel about the LGBT ABC people? Okay, how do they feel about them? Well, in a lot of their own countries, they will throw them off of roofs. They literally will throw them off the roofs of buildings. That's their punishment. So, how can the liberals support the ABC alphabet people and the Muslims? Does this make sense? No. There's a huge disconnect somewhere. So you got these opposing ideologies joining together for some reason. And when I looked into it, what I discovered is it's all because they all have a common goal and a common interest: hating Christians. Hating Christian, correct, Jason, bingo. They support anything opposing Christianity. We've got the answer. That is correct. Okay, it's not, the ideologies do not mix. They oppose each other, but they all have one thing in common. They hate Christians. That's what it's all about. It's about hating Christians. Bingo. That's totally it. There's no other goal involved. If you hate Christians, you can join them. It is to destroy Christianity. So, now you know why these ideologies oppose each other and yet seem to be working in lockstep with each other. They all have a communism goal. That's a good way to put it. Yep. It took me a lot of digging to figure this out because I was watching the two things, and how can they live in the same space? Like, it's like, this doesn't make sense to me. And one day, ding, 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 exactly. The bell started to ring. Oh, I see. They all hate Christians. That's what it is. Jesus did warn us of this. Now, what's going to happen? Well, most liberals do hate us, Tiffany. Most liberals do. Yeah, that's not the way most liberals think. Most liberals want to kill Christians. Believe me, they do. They don't want us to exist. They will hate us, and they do hate us. That's right, Jane. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Correct. But here's what happens. So let's say they did defeat Christianity, and not that they're going to, but let's say they did. Well, then guess what they do next? When they don't have an enemy in common anymore, they turn on each other because they don't like each other. You think the Muslims are going to put up with the ABC alphabet people? Not likely. It's not likely at all. They're not going to, I promise. The Christians are way more tolerant of those people than the Muslims are. The Christians will live and let live. They'll leave them alone. The Muslims will not. They will execute them. So this is where it's going to get ugly. You got factions are going to turn on each other. You got China has actually kind of got an alliance going with the Muslims too. And China absolutely hates Islam. Okay, they don't like it whatsoever. Islam disagrees with LGBTQ. But Islam also hates Christianity more than anything. So no, it's not our friend. The liberals and the Muslims both hate Christians. That's why they're friends. The liberals are overlooking the fact that Islam hates gay people. Okay, they're overlooking that right now because they want to destroy the Christians. And Stin, you got to remember, it was the Catholic Church who did all that stuff. It was the Catholic Church, not Christians. Catholics are not Christians. Yes, Muslims hate anyone who's not a Muslim. Everybody forgets it's not the Christians who did all that murdering and stuff, the Crusades. That's the Catholics did that. The Catholic Church is another story altogether. No, it doesn't. Exactly, Tiffany, it doesn't. Definitely not. It does not always apply. Their holy book says that they are to eliminate anybody who opposes them, who doesn't, anybody who's not a Muslim. Okay, so any other religion you're an infidel. Yeah, Catholics are not Christians. That is not a Christian religion. That is its own thing, and it's not Christian. So we've got a big, messy. It is a holy war, yes, but Christians are just on the defense. We're on the defense. Yes, the way it works is you get what you call your useful idiots. Okay, when you want to do a communist revolution, you get your useful idiots to help you, and they do, and they'll do your bidding for you. Okay, but then they want what you've promised them because you've made promises to your useful idiots. Do this for us, and once this revolution happens, you'll be smiling. That's a lie. That's always a lie. And then the useful idiots, when they've done their job, they will look to be rewarded. But guess what? They're not getting rewarded. It was a lie the whole time. So the regime ends up eliminating them first because they're the biggest pain in their butt because they're looking for the reward for what they've done. They're not getting it. Look through history, that's what happened time and again. The useful idiots never figure this out. Okay, they keep falling for it over and over and over because they don't learn history. They don't learn history. Yes, you get factions, you get the Sunnis and the Shiites, and they don't like each other. That is correct. That's correct. And you get the same thing in Hinduism. You got different sects of these Hindus that all hate each other. There's no unity in any religion. There's really not. Look what happened in Ireland during the Troubles. The Catholics and Protestants went at it for decades, killing each other. There's no unity in anything. I've read both those books. Animal Farm is really good too. Read both of them. That's Orwell. That's the student of Aldous Huxley. Yep, bullet holes all in the buildings of Ireland. I believe you. I studied about what happened during the Troubles quite a bit. Yes, and you get Alawites as well. Yes, a bunch of them were just killed in Syria. It's all about, there it is, Milford Minty Jones. That's what I was trying to remember your name. Well, that's good that you got something good out of that, Minty Jones. I'm glad you did. I'm sure you could learn discipline from them. They require extreme discipline. I know that for sure. Yep. During the Troubles, there was bullets flying everywhere and bombs going off all over the place. It's a beautiful way to think. What did Tiffany say? Oh, God loves all and wants all to come to him. When they truly come to him, the truth is revealed. Yep. That is excellent way to think, Tiffany. And you're right about we're not to hate Muslims, because I got convicted by the Lord himself for having an issue with Muslims. I have an issue with their ideology because it basically tells them that they're supposed to kill us. So naturally, I'm not going to like that ideology very much. But good to see you too, Alex. The Lord made me stop feeling the way I did about the Muslims and actually put me through some tests to make sure that I changed my heart that way. And I am much better than I was in that respect now. You're totally right about everything you said there. He does expect us to not hate the Muslims at all. We're not allowed to. Yes, it is a cult. It is definitely a cult. I'll agree with that. Like I would every time I saw somebody in a turban, I would get this bit of rage inside me. And the Lord wasn't having that no more. He made me stop that. So I've changed my feelings that way. You like she said, you can dislike the practice that they're doing, but not them, not the people. Okay, the people are not. That's right. Monica is the one that really preaches this a lot. She knows. Oh yeah, and we should be ready to die for our belief. Absolutely. We should be ready to have our heads chopped off, whatever. That's for sure. Do not like if you're forced to convert at like for threat of having your head chopped off, choose to have your head chopped off. Do not convert. Say, okay, go ahead and do it. Whatever. You'll be martyred and go to heaven. Yep. Oh yeah, that I believe you, Milford. Absolutely. I know. Yep. Well, I'm surrounded by them here, right? I'm completely surrounded by them here. They're all around, and most of them are Muslim Brotherhood. So they're not the nicest bunch, I can assure you. They're not super friendly. They glare at me when they see me. They're nasty. They're nasty. They are jihadists, like real jihadists. Yep. That's right, Steve. That is right. So, folks, I'm going to call it here. I'm going to go and get my day started and get ready. I have, I have my first appointment in a couple hours. So I thank you all for being here. It was an interesting live stream. We will catch you all later for sure. I'll see you at 2 o'clock for my afternoon stream. And remember that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life.